that happen? What is it incremental? Where do you fast approaching? Text.
C.J. Stroud and Caleb Will. He led the league in sacks in 2003. Gradishar earned touchdowns, and the only player, Devin Hester, seasons with the Houston Texans, helping the team to a Super Bowl 20. Chicago Bears, 8 seasons with the San Francisco 49ers. This one will be returned by Sims. And he's out to the 26, and that is it. We're going to read out to do it. Here is Mills. Davis Mills able to complete to Hutchinson out across the 30.
Teams, you know, they're as curious as anybody as to what this is going to look like when it's all said and done.
It's 2nd down and 4, and a handoff here is to Agunbowale here to his left, our right. From the 40. Take the handoff and off the hands of Hutchinson, incomplete.
There were no expectations for the Houston Texans whatsoever.
Here is a pass, bobbled but caught. That's Tegan Quitoriano, back
4 season after a playoff berth last year and winning in the wild card round. It's a team that has high expectations for sure.
Here's Agunbowale again. He is down to the 40. Down and 7. Play action. Mills just drops it down. The pass is the ball. 3rd down and 7. Agunbowale trying to pick up the 1st down. So 4th down, less than 1. They hand to Agunbowale, and he's got the 1st down. So they're running behind their back.
Into account, even more impressive what C.J. Stroud and this offense was able to accomplish last year.
On 1st down, this one is caught, and that is the rookie tight end, Cates.
And Brevin Jordan has done some good things as well, but help give them a little depth at tight end.
Here's Hutchinson on the handoff, a nice pickup, and for no handoff, and Davis Smith. 3rd down and 4 as a result. Decent pocket. This one floated for Agunbowale. Taylor tries the right side. Nice hole over there, and he's down inside the 10. He is with us in the booth in 2024 and beyond. 13th play of this drive. Mills, good protection underneath, touchdown.
To that 3rd read. Excellent work by Mills.
Fairbairn knocks it through. We go quick to break. You know why? Because on the other side, it's a kickoff.
Like a run play. Yeah, and they think a lot of them are going to bounce to the outside.
Here is a handoff and a nice carry.
You know, depending on who's on the field, that then is going to impact how that play might look. So, pretty interesting concepts and theories as to how they're going to play it.
Okay.
Yeah, no doubt. And it says a lot for him that he comes into camp as the backup.
Here is heavy.
Where he's at so much that they really didn't entertain the idea of bringing in with someone with more experience.
Paging underneath, he's got Johnson, and he's out to the 45.
It's an extra game for them. They'll now have 4 preseason games, but you know, I think just a little work might have been a good thing for him.
Here's a completion on 3rd down. Does not feel too big for him.
Yeah, and that's why, well, in addition to the fact he's got some really good players around him.
Here is a handoff to
top players to get the ball to, traded for Keenan Allen, of course, the year DJ Moore had last year, but it could be fun to watch.
Fun to watch so far, and it is looking good.
It sure is.
Here's Johnson. Was met in the backfield and then had to fight. He's still.
It's been a work in progress here in the early going, not only in the OTAs, but also the early part of training camp.
Willis Waitman, who has punted for the Steelers and the Broncos end over end, and a fair catch is.
I could always tell, like, he would be a coach. Like, he had that about him. You know, he could get guys lined up. He could get guys to play hard for him. So, whoever was around me, I was going to push him. And I was going to push him to the max, and that was just the way I approached everything.
You are giving the last speech tomorrow. What's this?
Advice might be. Big run there A moment ago, J.J. Taylor has taken over, and after the first down, he carries over the left side.
Deserved, and I know D'Amico Ryans is so excited the Texans are here and that he's here to witness it.
Good move here by Davis Mills, buys some time, and he's able to find him.
A couple plays earlier on this drive, and then finds a big play on that last one.
Here's a dangerous throw out to the edge. Sims was
Loved the position, but I did like him when he was earlier in his career, some of the things that he was able to do.
Here's Hutchinson, and he was well covered. Brought down immediately by as Mills protected. Agumbawale's got a first down. He's been
started running, didn't even realize until later he'd been shot in his right thigh. The bullet went through and through. He spent the night in the hospital, but it's apparent.
Second down and 9 here. Play action from Mills out to his right. Tuck it and take it down inside the 20. Legend saw some of that action, and it was compelling. It was good football.
It really was. Yeah, even what we just showed on the highlights, I mean, some amazing throws and catches.
Fairbairn will kick it away with Stroman and Scott waiting deep. Nobody can move till it's touched. Now everybody moves. And this is a return by Scott, and he gets to the 25, and that is it. When you talk to players, and obviously, Troy, they've been repping this in practice as much as they've been repping 11 on 11. You talk to return men, you talk to special teams coaches, they say once the ball is touched, because everybody is so in such close quarters, it's almost like a big running play.
That's right.
And not your typical kick return with space out in front of a returner. Maybe kind of a punt return, but we keep hearing like a run play.
Yeah, and they think a lot of them are going to bounce to the outside.
Here is a handoff and a nice carry by Roschon Johnson on first down, a gain of 9.
Talk about a great running play. But, yeah, on the special teams, it's interesting because if you're a starter, there were guys in the past. Now, quarterbacks aren't going to be on that play, obviously. But if you're not a quarterback, it sounds like there's a good chance you might find yourself at some point in time, you know, on the kicking teams, and they're just looking for all different types of players. And, you know, depending on who's on the field, that then is going to impact how that play might look. So pretty interesting concepts and theories as to how they're going to play it.
Tyson Bagent is the quarterback. He hands here to Johnson. He gets 3 yards and a first down. Tyson was good last year. Was a 5-year starter, came in as an undrafted rookie from Shepherd. Threw for over 17,000 yards in college. He made the team, was the third-string quarterback. First game was in mid-October against Minnesota. First start was week 7. And he made 4 starts and went 2-2 and looked good in doing it.
Yeah, no doubt. And it says a lot for him that he comes into camp as the backup.
Here is heavy pursuit on Bagent's out to his right, and that throw back is incomplete. That was Ali Gay who had pressure, 2nd and 10.
You know, you mentioned it, Joe, that he comes in last year. Last year at this time, he's just hoping to make the team as an undrafted guy, and he makes the team. He ends up making 4 starts. He wins 2. So he proves to the staff that he can win games in this league. And when you have a quarterback then coming in, number 1 overall, Caleb Williams, are you going to have a veteran backup? They like where he's at so much that they really didn't entertain the idea of bringing in with someone with more experience.
Bagent underneath. He's got Johnson, and he's out to the 45-yard line. A gain of 7 on that catch and run to make it a manageable 3rd down.
You know, we talk about Caleb Williams as well, and I like him. I've been following him since he was at Oklahoma, and then, of course, his transfer with Lincoln Riley there at USC, Heisman Trophy winner. I think he's phenomenal, and he's so mature for a young quarterback. I think time will tell, but I like everything I've seen about him. I would have liked to have seen him play some tonight. Just get a few snaps. And I get it, this is an extra game for them. They'll now have 4 preseason games. But, you know, I think just a little work might have been a good thing for him.
Here's a completion on 3rd down for the first down to Stephen Carlson. So the drive continues. Caleb Williams, as you said, when you talk to him, the maturity is there. He's not as wide-eyed as you might expect a rookie number 1 overall pick. You know what that feels like. But coming from USC, was in the portal, coached by Lincoln Riley, playing in L.A. There was money involved, you know, once with the NIL deals. And he comes in a well-seasoned young man, and it just does not feel too big for him.
Yeah, and that's why, well, in addition to the fact he's got some really good players around him.
Here is a handoff to Tyler Scott on first down. He picked up 4.
But he comes into this season, with arguably the best supporting cast that a rookie quarterback has had in quite some time. I mean, I think Ryan Poles I think there's a little luck that's involved in all of that, but he's done a masterful job since taking over as a general manager of upgrading this team. And on offense, Caleb Williams, as a young quarterback, is going to be the beneficiary of that. They've got some good players to get the ball to. Traded for Keenan Allen, of course, the year DJ Moore had last year, but it could be fun to watch.
Fun to watch so far is Roschon Johnson. He's brought down just short of first down yardage later on in the ball game. His 3rd year as a general manager of the Bears, and it is looking good.
It sure is.
Here's Johnson. Was met in the backfield and then had to fight. He's still going to be short of first down yardage. It'll be 4th down and 1.
Well, that's some good, tough run. We've got the Bears who are going forward here.
Marcus Harris was the first guy through there that kind of blew up that play. Now 4th and 1. And the officials may have been talked into that one.
Full start. Offense. Right guard. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
The Bears are going to elect to punt. Cadence has been a bit of an issue going back to Caleb Williams. So much of what he did was the shotgun, and they would clap, the ball would be snapped, and getting acclimated to calling the game at the line of scrimmage. It's been a work in progress here in the early going, not only in the OTAs, but also the early part of training camp.
Corliss Waitman, who has punted for the Steelers and the Broncos end over end, and a fair catch is hauled in by Miles Bryant. And the clapping from...
It means a lot, not only for me, my family, back home where I grew up in Miami, a lot of people that have been along with me throughout this journey in the city of Houston, who's embraced me and shown me so much love. So to be here, it's really starting to hit now, being here and going through everything that I was going through this weekend, man. It's just it's a tremendous honor.
You were teammates with D'Amico Ryans, the head coach of the Houston Texans. How special is it to see him here? He said it's so amazing for him to see you get this honor and to be here with you in Canton.
Well, the thing that you would pick up on D'Amico right away, he was a great leader. When he came in as a rookie, he led our defense. And, I could always tell, he would be a coach. He had that about him. He can get guys lined up. He can get guys to play hard for him. So, just so excited to see what he's doing.
Ways to elevate everyone around you. How did you do that?
Well, I always tried to lead by example. I was never a rah-rah guy. I just wanted my work to speak for itself. And when I went out to practice every day, whoever was in front of me or whoever was around me, I was going to push them. And I was going to push them to the max, and that was just the way I approached everything.
You are giving the last speech tomorrow. What's the strategy there?
I don't really know if there's a strategy. I'm just going to go up there and do my best. I've never really had to give a speech in front of so many people, but definitely looking forward to it. I've always watched, the guys give their speeches. Never envisioned myself doing it, so been practicing it a little bit, so we'll see what happens.
You'll be great, and we can't wait to see it.
All right, thank you.
Troy maybe could give us some advice.
We'll check with Troy about what that advice might be. Big run there a moment ago. J.J. Taylor has taken over, and after the first down, he carries over the left side. Andre Johnson, a 7-time Pro Bowler, was drafted 3rd overall.
Intimidating player, and what I like is what he just told Laura, that he wanted his play on the field to speak for itself, and boy did it. Congratulations to him, well deserved. And I know D'Amico Ryans is so excited the Texans are here and that he's here to witness it.
Good move here by Davis Mills, buys some time, and he's able to find a receiver down to the 40. That's Skoranek. A 27-yard completion from Davis Mills, who looks outstanding here tonight.
Him coming down the line a little bit harder, but he gets up the field. And you see Mills, he's just able to avoid him, keeps his eyes down the field. He's made some throws already here in this first quarter where he's gotten through his progressions. He did a couple plays earlier on this drive and then finds a big play on that last one.
Here's a dangerous throw out to the edge. Sims was the target. And closing fast was Leon Jones. But you talk about Davis Mills as this one almost went back the other way. He's smart. He went to Stanford. He's a guy that can run the plays the right way without a lot of reps. He can move the ball around. As you said, they like him using his legs. That's what you want as a backup in the NFL as he backs up C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, there was a time a few years ago where it looked like he might be the guy. I mean, he was certainly auditioning and had every opportunity to seize control of the position. But I did like him when he was earlier in his career and some of the things that he was able to do.
Here's Hutchinson, and he was well covered. Brought down immediately by Elijah Hicks. And a gain of 3 as we are under 20 seconds left in quarter number 1.
You know, the other guy, the other rookie, Joe, we talked about on the opening possession, Kate Stover, while Laura was talking to Andre Johnson, he made a key block on that run right up the gut. He's got off to a good start here tonight also.
It'll be 3rd down and 7 as Mills protected. Agunbowale's got a first down. He's been busy and will send it down to Lisa Salters.
Hey, guys. Well, C.J. Stroud is certainly looking forward to having one of his weapons back this season. Tank Dell, whose rookie season was cut short last season because of a broken leg. Well, he had fully recovered from the broken leg that ended his season last year, but he was at a pool party, guys, in Georgia when gunfire erupted. 2 guys started shooting at each other. That was in April. Dell said he just started running, didn't even realize until later he'd been shot in his right thigh. The bullet went through and through. He spent the night in the hospital, but it's apparently a quick healer because he told me he was back to training a week later, and he was a full participant at OTAs in May. Dell had no connection to the shooters, was simply at the wrong place at the wrong time, got caught in the crossfire. He says he's just so grateful it wasn't worse and that he cannot wait to get back out on the field.
Yeah, Lisa, you know, obviously they can't wait to get him back out there. He was so good to begin his rookie season, got the 11 games in, then the broken leg. They are loaded at wide receiver with the Texans on their roster. 2nd down and 9 here. Play action from Mills out to his right. Tuck it and take it down inside the 20. 3rd down coming up. 3rd round pick from Houston, so they knew all about him.
This time last year, there really weren't any cornerstone pieces to this franchise as to how they were going to build this thing. And then you look at the season that Nico Collins had at wide receiver. He had a breakout year. Then Tank Dell as a rookie a year ago, what he was able to do while he was healthy. They bring in Stephon Diggs, and that's a great wide receiver room for sure.
Here is Skoranek, the former Ram, to the 15, and that will bring up 4th down, a gain of 4, and the field goal unit comes on for the Texans.
This year, he was their number 2 receiver. And this year, when you look at that room and the fact that they added Stephon Diggs and, you know, have those 3 really talented wide receivers, just, you know, where's the role going to be for Dalton Schultz? I like him as well. A good signing by the Texans.
Fairbairn is able to tuck it inside the upright from 30 with 12.
You and Michael Jordan spent a lot of time together on the golf course. What was his message to you in finding out that you would be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame?
I mean, it's crazy. He was almost happier than I was because the funny is he went through it the year previous when I didn't make it, and he was hurt, and he knew how hurt I was. So when he found out that I was in, you know, we both basically was kind of teary-eyed, you know.
You know, you're known for being this incredible sack artist, but the signature spin move is something that gives offensive linemen nightmares all across the board. How did you come up with that?
It's a funny story. You know, I used to be a big and one mixtape person. I loved it back in the 90s. Some people know about it, some people don't. But I wanted to make offensive players, offensive tackles, look as silly as possible. So I tried to figure out how I could do that. And that's how the spin got created on a practice field in Bloomfield, Connecticut.
We love a Bloomfield, Connecticut shout out. What was your favorite thing about taking a quarterback down?
Just taking him down. I mean, I would just say that in itself. You know, just think about it. Quarterback, he's protected by 5 people. Get past the 5 people. The privileged quarterback. So for me, I like to just think about all the things that I don't like about quarterbacks and finally be able to get them down. So in practice, you can't hit them, you can't touch them. They scream at you when you get anywhere close. So that's me.
You know what? Well said, Dwight. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Back to you, Joe and Troy.
It's a good life being a quarterback.
Yeah, it is. Here's a little juggle, but Herbert able to connect with that toss.
Dwight on that play that, you know, the angles and just working through all that, really the mechanics of how it's going to operate. But it was a big hit at the end of that one with the penalty on the play.
There's Herbert over the left side. The rules are set to incentivize a kick return. They want the ball, the NFL does, want the ball returned. And again, because the players are not lined up so far from each other. But like you said, those tacklers get up on the blockers fast.
In a hurry. Yeah, everything happens so fast.
2nd down and 7 for Rippon. Hangs in and finds his tight end. That's a catch and a fumble. Tommy Sweeney. And then able to get back on top of it. It looked like Sweeney got back on it. And if it is Chicago's ball, and maybe not Sweeney, that's Jerome Carvin who got on it. It's a Chicago 1st down.
Ruling on the field is a catch, fumble, and then the defense fumbled it back to the offense. Chicago's ball, 1st down.
So a 1st down for the Bears on the catch here by Jerome Carvin, an offensive lineman.
Well, if you're the Texans, you like what you just saw from Kalen Bullock. The fact that, you know, here is a rookie 3rd-round pick out of USC at safety. He comes up and really delivers a nice hit.
Rippon slipped, and as he tried to fit it into Colin Johnson, he ends up on his back, and the pass ends up incomplete.
Well, that looked like a heck of a throw there by Rippon. Looked like he played. Nice job by Rippon hanging in there. Yeah, that's what a heck of a throw, putting it out there and right on him with a chance for a big play.
Rippon, undrafted out of college, was with the Broncos and then bounced around last year. Herbert is able to take it down inside the 30. And a touchdown saving tackle by Bullock.
Herbert, you know, he's been doing this for a little while when he is able to make somebody miss. And, you know, DeAndre Swift, who they picked up this offseason, who was with the Eagles last year, he's going to be carrying the bulk of the load throughout the year. But it's a pretty good running back room with a guy like Herbert back there.
Texans were 2nd in yards per rush allowed last year, and they're getting it taken to them here so far tonight. A gain of 9 by Herbert here. Herbert had a big year in 2022 when he led running backs games where he got under 40.
Well, this was a Bears offense last year that was really built around trying to run the football, and I don't think they're going to stray too far from that this year either.
Wide open for a touchdown, it's Colin Johnson. Practice squad player last year, and a touchdown throw from Brett Rippon.
Defenders, they're looking into the backfield, and you've got a good setup. They've been running that route with these guys, the stick routes, and now they run a stick and go. Nobody back there whatsoever, and they're able to complete it for the touchdown to Colin Johnson.
For 20 yards to complete an 8-play, 80-yard drive. And it's a 3-point game. As Santos, so like Mojo back in the days of the Houston Oilers, sprinting from the sideline. So we'll keep an eye on Torrey Taylor, the rookie punter, Australian-born 4th-round pick from Iowa. Off he goes. The play begins, and Steven Sims, the turf monster, got him shy of the 20. In case you don't know who Mojo is, this was, I think, in just a different era.
There's a lot of people smiling in Houston, Texas tonight.
I don't know why. That was they were my team growing up, so I used to watch Mojo go sprinting off the side. And then he'd do a little somersault at the end when he got back to the sideline. All right, from just outside the 20, this pass is caught as Case Keenum has taken over at quarterback and a 4-yard gain here. For the rookie punter, Torrey Taylor, not as eventful.
We got to work on that with these guys. You know, the 12th man who's got to come out in the event that they do have to hold. We've got to bring mojo action back.
Here is a handoff over the left side to Cam Akers, the former Ram, last with the Vikings. Torn his Achilles tendon, each one of them. And he's working his way back as we send it down to Lisa.
Hey, Joe, well, Bears safety Jonathan Owens is probably watching this game on TV to see her compete in her 3rd Olympics. Owens was in the building when Team USA won gold on Tuesday. The 5th Olympic gold medal for Simone Biles, her 8th overall, making her the most decorated American.
Position, and Simone becomes the 3rd gymnast to win multiple gold medals in the Olympic individual all-around competition. She won in Rio in 2016, but the first to do it in non-consecutive games. So called the GOAT for a reason. Simone Biles, congratulations and making us all proud.
Yeah, congratulations to her, and how cool for Jonathan to be over there and witness it all.
DeAndre Carter to return the punt. Took it in from about the 10 and is able to bounce out of bounds near the 16. And a 63-yard punt. And when we come back.
It was yesterday.
Yeah, I do. I remember that game like it was yesterday. I remember vividly because all week my defensive coordinator was saying Adrian James was just the edge, was Hall of Famer. Adrian James was just a guy. He didn't have it no more. He wasn't the same guy he was when he was at the Colts. And being a rookie, in my mind, I'm thinking, I don't know what that is. I just know that I got to come with it. First game, first off-tackle play, I remember hitting him in the thigh boards, and I was blacked out for a split second. And right then and there, I said, oh, no. Every hit I'm coming with, I'm either going to knock them out or I'm going to knock myself out, but this ain't going to happen again. And after that game, I remember saying, after that play, actually, I remember saying, if this is him just being a guy and he don't have it anymore, I couldn't imagine what he was when he first got into the league. So shout out to Adrian James. Shout out to the 49ers teams for getting the win. Yeah, it was a special day.
And now you're a Hall of Famer. You have expressed gratitude to so many who got you to this point. Why is that important to you?
You know, because football is a team sport. Yes, individually you put in the grind, but I'm so fortunate to have had amazing teammates throughout my years of playing sports. Maybe didn't always win as I wanted to, but enjoyed competing with those guys, building those memories, and so just want to give them some love, and yeah.
And they're giving the love right back to you. Actually, your coach, Jim Harbaugh, getting a plane from the Chargers. They're kind enough to let that happen and bring in a whole bunch of guys with him to be there for you Saturday. How special is that to you?
It's really special. We had that Harbaugh group, I like to call this. We had a unique bond. We done some special things. Was able to go to a Super Bowl. Wasn't able to bring it home, but we had some special times, some special moments, and to be able to have them here to be a part of this special day, it means a lot. 'Cause that's those are one of the times, or some of the few times I do find myself thinking back and remembering, and it's like, man, if we just only could have done what we needed to do to win that, it'd have been nice to hear Super Bowl champion, Hall of Famer, you know, but I'm grateful for this day, grateful for this time.
Congratulations, Patrick.
No, thank you very much.
Joe.
Yeah, Laura, and thanks, Patrick, for stopping by. 174 tackles as a rookie in 2007, and he could run as an inside linebacker and could cover as well as anybody that's been in the league in the last 20 years. Congratulations to Patrick Willis. Countdown crew at 6 o'clock Eastern, and Aaron Rodgers healthy by all accounts. Starved for a playoff appearance, and the 49ers are still stacked and still the team to beat in the NFC. Here's a pass caught from Case Keenum, and Troy Hairston hauled it in for
John Simpson. Make a big draft pick in the first round, so a lot of capital invested in that offensive line to protect Aaron Rodgers, and a team that, you know, we expected a lot from last year, and we do once again coming into this year.
Here is Cam Akers, who, when he was healthy, he was really good for the Rams. Carries it. His best year, 2022, at 786 yards, 9 touchdowns. fought his way back from one Achilles tear, and now he's doing it again after tearing it last November.
Pretty amazing that a guy at that position, really any position for that, even playing, coming back from that. But, you know, they brought in Joe Mixon this year. He's going to be the bell cow. And then you've got Dameon Pierce, who he's looked good this camp as well. Had a bit of a down season last year. So you've got those two guys.
And with under 4 to go, it's 2nd down and 10 with the ball sitting at the 40. You mentioned Joe Mixon, who has 1,200 scrimmage yard seasons in 5 of his 7 years with the Bengals. And now he's a Texan, got a 3-year contract extension from Houston. Keenum, good protection, and he finds Hutchinson. And Xavier is able to stay on his feet and take it down to the 42. Good protection, an 18-yard completion, and the Texans are moving the ball.
Yeah, the NFL, of course, we can't forget the year that he had in 2017 with the Vikings.
He's got 30 career wins as Carl Jones Jr. makes that stop. He made 2 starts, 2-minute warning here in Canton. They've got 4 quarterbacks on the roster, but if everybody stays healthy, likely Stroud, Mills, and Keenum. Case picks it up, finds Akers, nice spin, and Cam Akers has got another Texans first down. Carl Jones Jr. was left grabbing at air.
Well, it was a great job by Case Keenum in order to field that snap that was low, and then you've got Cam Akers who makes somebody miss, turns what was really a bad play into a pretty good game.
2 minutes left in the half, and a first by 3 at the Chicago 29. Keenum floats it, he's got Hutchinson, and he's got a 1st and goal. Inside the 10, a good throw and catch and a completion of 21 yards. Here are Matt Ryan officially retired. You see the names. And a 1st and goal here for the Texans with the ball at the 9. Where Troy slid in there was Bruin, Mr. UCLA. Here's Akers. Cuts back and a good carry. He's showing something here tonight.
He sure is. Yeah, he's made some people miss even that run there. You know, the fact that he's able to put his foot in the ground and make some cuts is really impressive. And this is we've talked about the offensive line, how banged up they were last year. And, you know, Bobby Slowick as a first-year coordinator last year, and then you got a rookie quarterback that they were a little bit conservative. And they tried to run the football, and they weren't particularly great at doing it. And then that put a lot of pressure then on C.J. Stroud on 3rd downs to convert. I don't think they're going to get too far away from the running game, but I do anticipate a machine. I mean, it wasn't dink and dunk. He was driving the ball down the field, and he certainly played at a high level in some of the biggest games down the stretch.
2nd down and goal. Keenum protected underneath. Touchdown. That's Akers. And Cam Akers is able to take it in. Back for Cam Akers. Takes a knee. Says a quick prayer as he's got a touchdown.
Well, this was too easy, and it was the Cam Akers drive. But this route, you know, he comes out. It's an option route out of the terrible coverage. And, you know, they're playing, obviously, a lot of young players. They're working through some things, haven't been in pads. But that'll be a play on the film that'll be a teaching moment for these coaches defensively.
High snap, but the kick is through. Akers tonight, 7 touches, 3rd
trade that they made to bring in a guy who's a real thumper, who's been productive, and get a little bit more out of the running game to help out C.J. Stroud.
The kickoff is going to be returned from about the goal line. That is John Jackson. And as you said early in this game, both special teams coordinators told us, if you've got a uniform and you're a receiver
in the end zone, so could have let it go. You know, what's the mindset? They want to get a lot of these reps on film just so they can study it and learn from it themselves.
Here is a pass caught by Tommy Sweeney. Remember, if a kick goes into the end zone and it hits first in the end zone, the ball comes out to the 30, and it certainly looked like that's where that ball was headed. He returned it to the 28 anyway, as Roschon Johnson is able to pick up a 1st down for Chicago.
You know, the guy who would have been really good as a, you know, they've had talks about kickers because they make a lot of the tackles. Pat McAfee would have been great with this new kickoff rule as a kicker.
What a catch! I agree. But what a catch by Colin Johnson. He's got a touchdown in this. That catch, ripping to Johnson, that's about as good as it gets.
No, that's really good. Good coverage there by Ford. I mean, he's locked up with him. And
Colin was on the practice squad last year. What a throw that was from Brett Rippon. Pressure on Rippon, able to unload for another first down grab as Dante Pettis, longtime NFL player, makes the grab for 11. Khalil Davis was coming with pressure on that one, but Rippon just got it away. First down.
I've been impressed with what Rippon's been able to do. He's got 2 incompletions, and both of those were drops. He's thrown some good balls.
Rippon, end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Tommy Sweeney. And Rippon celebrates on his way down the field. A 22.
Right here, he does an excellent job. It's a stick and go like we saw earlier, and just a lot of blown coverages and not carrying the tight end up the field, and Rippon once again delivering a good ball.
Rippon 2 touchdown passes, just 2 incompletions. And Santos makes this a 3-point game again. Our director, Derek Mobley, showed Keenan Allen celebrating. What an ad he is.
Who I really like from college. He could have gone.
We've had 5 kickoffs tonight. The average return has been 20 yards, and the average starting field position is about the 25.5. Everybody will move as Johnny Johnson returns it for the Texans. And he's out to the 26-yard line, where with 40 seconds left, the Texans offense will set up, and we'll see how DeMeco Ryans and company want to play it as Case Keenum goes back to work. One of the biggest wins the Texans had over the offseason was keeping Bobby Slowick, their offensive coordinator. He had multiple head coaching job interviews. He stayed, and that means more development with him and C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, a lot of continuity. I will say, Joe, if it had been up to me, he wouldn't be the coordinator right now. I was pushing him for a head coaching job. He's going to get a job. Maybe it'll be after this season. Who knows? But talked to a lot of people who he's been on the staff with, and they have nothing but great things to say about him. He's got an awfully bright future, and what a job he did do last year.
Studied under Kyle Shanahan, and now he is showing what he can do with Houston as J.J. Taylor is brought down by Daniel Hardy. And we are at the half unofficially, but Houston shows no inclination to run a play, and this is going to be an entertaining first half with kickoffs galore, dynamic ones at that, and a 3-point game. That's what the NFL is calling it. We're seeing it tonight. We'll see it all preseason as everybody gets a feel for what we are in store for. Walters. Point game. We are trying out the holder again. On a 2-year deal for the Houston Texans, will hold it and then get off the field. He's the 12th player out there for the Texans, and a return by Jackson. His second of the game, and he is dumped near the 32, but a flag is down on the play. We've seen 2 flags on kick returns so far tonight. And John Hussey will sort through it. Townsend gives away, forgot the tee, but gives away.
Kicking team.
Forget the wave.
Player left early. They have elected to decline this foul. First down.
So player took off early again as everybody tries to settle into this new kickoff situation. The dynamic kickoff, as they're calling it in the NFL, and I said to John Hussey before the game, it's going to kind of get to be like baseball with splicing together tape to see if a runner from third left before the catch is made in the outfield, if they're tagging and trying to score from third base. As Rippon is able to complete that pass, we're underway in the second half.
Well, if tonight is any indication, I think anybody wants that to become an issue. So maybe that becomes one of the tweaks. I'm not sure, but I don't. They don't want to see penalties on every kickoff, because someone's leaving early. But that's what we have seen tonight.
Here's one over the middle, and a nice spinning grab is made into Texans territory by Bates, and a gain of 20. We welcome you inside the
really well, and there's only been 2 accepted penalties in the first half, which is really impressive for the first preseason game.
Here is a toss to Demetric Felton. He was just, we're ramping up fast for these two teams, but like you said, they're young teams. They get an extra game, and so they can ease into the preseason. That's why we're not seeing any starters play in this game.
That's right, and I think that even though we're not seeing the starters and we're not seeing Caleb Williams, the fact that these two teams are playing in this game, they reported earlier to training camp than everybody else. So at the end of the day, they are getting more work than the other teams, which I think is only a positive for someone like Caleb.
Here's his combination again. Colin Johnson on the receiving end, and Brett Rippon throwing another good pass. Troy Pride was in coverage, but you just can't throw it or catch it any better than this.
No, I mean, the coverage, you can't do any more in coverage either on both of these catches that Colin Johnson has been able to make. He's just gone up over the top at his size. I mean, clearly they're taking advantage of that. He's going to be taller than any corner he goes up against, but he goes up and makes the play.
Russell Yerk chimes in from his little perch over there, and we're going to get a challenge here. So we're seeing a little bit of everything, and it looks like D'Amico Ryans is going to challenge.
Well, Yerk's gotten comfortable in a hurry, hasn't he?
Yes, he has.
Field of a completed catch.
Yeah, here they're definitely looking to see where if he lost control of that ball before he hits the ground.
So the call is complete pass, and the challenge from the Texans sideline.
The receiver did not control the ball while trying to complete the process of the catch. Incomplete pass. Houston has won the challenge. Therefore, by rule, they now have 2 challenges remaining. Third down.
We welcome in Russell Yerk officially. It's not official till you see him. This is Russell Yerk, who is going to join us for this year and beyond, helping us with rule interpretations. And what a year to have you with this new dynamic kickoff. It's going to be fun to see how this all unfolds.
It's an exciting year, and it's such an honor to join Monday Night Football and to work with both of you guys.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's an NFL vice president of instant replay formerly, and now he's with ESPN.
Yeah, no, it's great to have him, and he's already gotten comfortable. I mean, if you got something to say on TV, you just jump in there and do it.
That's right.
I like that. You're aggressive.
Don't wait.
I'm going to sit over here and drink my tea. You have at it. You want to?
You got it.
You be the analyst.
So they will overturn the call. Still a great effort by Johnson, and the throw by Rippon. And now, good job by Rippon as he ends up buying time. And a catch and run by Brendan Bates, who is upended, but a big play and a gain of 27. On Bates. So they check on Lonnie Johnson Jr. We'll have his status when we come back. Stint with the Texans, able to get up and walk off the field after that hit. And that completion for Brett Rippon gets the ball down to the 4 with an answer for number 11. Here is Demetric Felton. He is able to bounce it. The former Cleveland Brown is down inside the 10. Brandon Hill missed a tackle along the way, and that's a 6-yard carry for Felton.
Yeah, this is good, tough running. You mentioned Brett Rippon and what he's done, Joe. He's 10 of 13, and we saw that drop that got overturned by Colin Johnson. the 3 incompletions that he's had have all been in the receiver's hands. I mean, he's not made a poor decision yet, and he's delivered the ball with accuracy, and he has really looked sharp here tonight.
2nd down and 4 with the ball inside the 10. Good protection. There's Johnson, and can't make that spinning one-handed grab going out of bounds. Covered well by Troy Pride.
Anticipated that lead him up towards the pylon. That's where Johnson was expecting it, in him trying to come back and make a play on
that the Bears, who are going to be featured on Hard Knocks this year. The recap of this game will be Liev Schreiber talking about Brett Rippon and receiver Colin Johnson.
Well, there's no doubt now.
3rd down and 4. End zone, why not? How about some more? Number 80, Colin Johnson, and Liev get ready to say his name into the microphone. And Brett Rippon, what a body of work tonight. 9-yard touchdown. And Colin Johnson is making a statement here tonight.
Yeah, really good, because Johnson, when he releases, he's inside of the defender, and he knows, of course, that he's going to then take it to the back pylon. He's got to be able to work through that. You see he's on the left of the screen, and he's got to work through that over the top. Defender's expecting him to continue on the crossing route. He comes back out in the anticipated throw by Rippon. That's good execution by those two, and it has been throughout this game.
More touchdown throws tonight for Rippon than he's had in a season. The 6th-year pro from Boise State. Rippon tonight, 11 for 15, 166. A 4-point lead. So the Bears will kick it away, and the Texans wait deep. It's got to be a fun outfit to wear on a muggy night. J.J. Taylor is back there waiting, and this one is down in the end zone. So where does the ball come out, you ask? Well, if it hits first in the end zone and is downed, it comes out to the 30-yard line. Ball will stay alive in the end zone now until it's downed by a player or goes out of bounds. The ball comes out to the 20 if the kick lands in the landing zone and then is downed in the end zone. And as we're having here, comes out to the 30 if the ball hits first in the end zone. So these kickers are aiming for that landing zone between the 20 and the goal line, as the penalty is rather severe for driving it into the end zone or out of the back of the end zone. So from the 30, good starting field position. Gerard Jordan in the backfield for the first time tonight. And he gets it over the right side. And well played by the Chicago defensive front, but a penalty flag flies back just inside the 40. And a hold is the indication from John Hussey against Houston.
Hussey's got to get that mic working.
Offense number 26. That 10-yard penalty will be enforced from the spot of the foul. 1st down.
All right, let's check in as Skoranek is guilty of the hold. Check in with Lisa Salters.
Thank you, Joe. Caleb, thank you so much for joining us. You said earlier in the week you were hoping to be able to play in this game. Coach had other plans, but what did you want to show if you had been able to get out here tonight?
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been on the football field, since November 18th. And so, being able to get out here and play a game, that time is coming soon. We just got I think a sack fumble. They recovered it. But, just to get back out here, get back on the field. I told Coach how, exciting it feels to be back out on the field finally. And so, and that was just for warm-ups, let alone just getting out here to play.
The team said that they really challenged you to really level up, to come into training camp ready to roll. Where would you say that you have grown the most since first walking into the building in the spring?
Yeah, I would say within our protection game, I would say I've grown the most. Flipping protections, making checks, getting us out of stuff. I think I've gotten a lot better with that. It's still progressing, still growing.
And what your teammates and coaches say they love about you is your willingness to learn. And you yourself have talked about just adjusting to new things on the pro level, even like the evening walkthroughs. Just tell us how something as simple as that, getting used to the evening walkthroughs, kind of forced you to kind of grow and adjust.
Yeah, it's a lot of it. I mean, football isn't new to me, but a lot of this is new to me, and so just progressing, soaking up all the information that I can, progressing, like you said, through the evening walkthroughs even, because those will build the championship, habits and things like that throughout time, and so just the process of being that I'm in, the position that I'm in, is also want to soak up all the information and grow from it.
We cannot wait to see you play. Have a great rookie season.
Awesome. Thank you.
Joe.
Lisa, thank you. Caleb was named the starter by Matt Eberflus 15 days after he was drafted.
What took him so long?
I mean, there's no drama.
Seriously.
There is no drama. This is his job. Number 1 overall pick. Heisman Trophy winner a couple of seasons ago. And you can just tell in the answers that maturity, and he is raring to go. Fair catch by Dante Pettis after a 49-yard punt. Matt Eberflus and Caleb Williams. I used to do baseball, and I would talk about the Red Sox prior to 2004. Austin Reed, undrafted out of college, takes over at quarterback and hands off to Felton. And I talk about the Red Sox, and you talk about the curse of the Bambino, and it's been 86 years, and you just know that every Red Sox fan is throwing stuff at their TV like, will you shut up? We know we haven't won since 1918. Well, for the Bears, they're tired of hearing about the quarterback numbers and rookie quarterbacks and searching for that franchise quarterback and not having a 4,000-yard passer. And, there's a lot of history that's on Caleb Williams, but it seems like if there's somebody that's able to handle it in a big city, that's the young man that can do it.
Yeah, I think so. And, we talked about the weapons that he's going, and I know that what happened last year at USC, there's a lot of talk, can't and all that. I believe he can. I've seen it at times. And I think last year he was probably just trying to do too much. He was playing behind a poor defense. The offensive line was shaky. He didn't have the same receivers he had in his second year when he won the Heisman Trophy. And I just think he's a special, special talent. And I'm really optimistic on what kind of career he's going to have.
Offense number 68. 5-yard penalty.
That was the center, Doug Kramer, who was rocking backward. There is a center battle in camp between plays. I'm not going to make any comparisons, but special talent, no doubt. 3rd down and 10. Pass underneath, and Felton survived one hit, but he's going to be brought down a yard short of a 1st down to bring up 4th down.
The Bears, you look at them, Joe, and all they have to do is look across the field, and anything can happen because a rookie quarterback last year in C.J. Stroud. DeMeco Ryans comes in, of course, as a first-time head coach, new offensive coordinator. They were able to just get some career performances by some young players, but C.J. Stroud is the guy who made it happen. And they win a playoff game, they win the division, a lot of good things to build on as they go into this year. And all that can happen to Chicago. I mean, they have that type of roster, and obviously a lot of it will hinge on how well Caleb Williams plays as a rookie.
Here is J.J. Taylor on the return. A flag comes down after a good punt by Corliss Waitman of 52 yards. And flags are down.
Illegal block in the back, receiving team number 88. That 10-yard penalty will be enforced from the spot of the foul. 1st down. Timeout.
So a timeout, that'll move the Texans back 10 yards. And the drive will start at the 11 of the previous year, which is have the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Just had it with Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson, and Will Anderson and C.J. Stroud took home those honors from what they did last season. As a handoff here is to Jordan. And he doesn't get anything, and we'll send it down to Lisa Salters.
Thank you, Joe. Will, you made the Pro Bowl as a rookie. You were the Defensive Rookie of the Year. Just how do you top that, what you did last season? How do you top it this season?
Yeah, it's just never being satisfied. Like, those accolades are great, man, but, you know, the ultimate goal is always the Super Bowl. But right now, man, we're just focused on stacking. We're building our foundation.
I know that you worked out with Myles Garrett in the offseason. You still send clips to J.J. Watt so that he can give you advice. Just what part of your game do you want to be even better this season?
Yeah, man, it's a blessing to have those guys in my life, man. And just one part of my game that I think I want to get better at is my pass rush. And I missed a lot of sacks, just not finishing at the top of my rush. And that's just been one of my pro goals this year, just finishing at the top of the rush, getting extension, and making the sacks.
Danielle Hunter has said, one of your new teammates, he said that what he loves about you is just how you listen. Just what have you been able to learn from Danielle so far?
Man, Daniel's such a great guy, man. He's great. He's been a great addition to our team. He's been a blessing to our room, man. And just working my hands with him, that's one of the biggest things that I see about him in his game is how good he is with his hands. He's constantly working his hands, and that's one thing that I'm trying to take from this game to put into my arsenal.
Now, the Texans are not going to surprise anybody this season. You know that. So with
right now, my biggest thing is just being a great leader. You know, all the other goals will fall into place that I have for myself, but right now I just want to be a great leader, be a blessing to my teammates, help the young rookies, because I was in that position last year, and just, you know, making sure we're coming together as one, so when we step out on the field Sunday, we're all together and we're balling and having fun.
And you feel like an old vet?
Yeah, I do, actually. I actually do. I got guys coming up to me now, so I'm like, oh, let me just embrace this role now.
All right, we'll have a great season, Will.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Joe.
Yeah, Lisa, I mean, with as much recognition as Anderson got, he still kind of gets overshadowed playing with C.J. Stroud. He's like C.J. in a lot of ways. Great tools, serious, loves the game, trying to get better always. He felt he needed to add some weight, so he put some weight on, and this is getting ugly here with Tim Boyle in a quarterback after a completion. We've had a false start or two.
You know, they mentioned that you mentioned the weight that he's put on it, how he wants to be a leader. A little bit about Ryan Poles and what he's done for Chicago as the general manager. Nick Caserio, he's been outstanding as well. In that draft class, when you get a franchise quarterback and you get an edge rusher like they got in that draft, boy, you are off and running. No surprise they had the year they had.
Handoff is to Jordan as we are coming up on 6 minutes left in the quarter. This better in 2024.
Yeah, and I think in this year's crop of rookies, they've got a starter that appears in Kamari Lassiter opposite of Derek Stingley, having an outstanding camp himself.
What a good catch by Skoranek. Had to reach back and one-handed made that grab. We saw Skoranek with the Rams, who was running routes and then for a while carrying the football.
In 22, when they lost some key players at the wide receiver position, as we've talked about, that's going to be a tough one to crack for this Texans roster when you're fighting for a spot at wide receiver.
Here's the punt by Townsend. And Pettis cannot make the catch. A muffed punt, and now the fight for the football inside the 40. It looks like it's Houston's ball.
The offense recovered, first down.
Well, we see the rain falling right now, and we know there are thunderstorms bearing down on our location right now as Frank Ross has got his group fired up on the sideline as J.J. Taylor came up with the fumble recovery. And in case you want to know what's coming up weather-wise, I'm not a meteorologist, but that doesn't look good.
Frank Ross getting fired up. He got me a little fired up the other day on our call with him. He was pretty entertaining.
He was great.
Getting these special teams coaches an opportunity to be heard from. And, you know, Joe Avisano was with the Dallas Cowboys for a long time, great special teams coach, and he used to get so upset that he never got asked to be in a production meeting. That's all changed this year.
It sure is. It's changing, and Frank, I mean, you know why. There were 10 guys out on the field here offensively for the Texans, so they use a timeout. But they're comparing notes as they try to put together how to navigate this new NFL kickoff rule.
Yeah, and I think a few of them are going to get some NIL deals before this thing's over.
Is that what you think? Okay, good. 4.5 to go in quarter number 3 by the Bears, as Johnny Johnson III was the intended target. 2nd and 10. Well, Tim Boyle played at Eastern Kentucky. We've seen him at different stops around the NFL. His 5th year, he's 29 years old. There's 3 games with the Jets last year, made 2 starts. Threw for 360 yards, a touchdown, 4 interceptions. Second down and 10. Handoff to Jordan over the right side, and he's going to lose 2 as Cowart comes up to make the stop.
Now, I think you get to this point in this game, as you mentioned, with the rain falling and fans, we'll find out. But I think these coaches, I think it's been a good look as far as what we've seen from some of these young players there in that first half. Pretty clean. Got a chance to get them on film, evaluate it, coach it up this next week, but see if they can't get out of here without suffering any injuries.
3rd down and 12. Boyle is out to his right and incomplete on that throw to British Brooks. Brooks, a rookie from North Carolina, and a frustrating possession for the Texans after recovering that muff punt.
Well, it gets tough. You see Tim Boyle and some of the frustration on his face, and I understand it that, here's a guy who's been in the league for a while. He comes in here in the second half towards the end of the 3rd quarter, and, he's with a lot of guys who, are still learning the playbook. It is really tough on him.
Here is a 58-yard try by Fairbairn, and it's wide right.